Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Ask Amy. I have a really great question today from Linda. So I'll read Linda's question. So she says, I hear you talk a lot about this idea that when we remember who we really are, that we're not our habits, we can get some perspective and distance from what's going on in our thinking. She says, other people say it too. If we really knew who we are, powerful, creative, clear, resistance-free, joyful, then we wouldn't get caught up so much in our thinking and we'd access our true power. I'm sure a lot of people can understand this theoretically. It sounds wonderful and hopeful, but they can't really feel the power of that. Many of us have lost our connection to who we really are, or we've been so disconnected for such a long time. So how do we get reconnected to who we really are? If someone is heavily into their habit, getting back to home base is not an easy task. So thank you for this question, Linda. It is one that people sometimes wonder about. You know, it's not an uncommon question, especially when this understanding that we share and the three principles, when it does just kind of look like a theory or something, like you say, theoretically we can get that, but we haven't felt it yet. Or it looks like your first line is, I hear you talk about a lot about this idea that when we remember who we really are, that we're not our habits, we feel better. We reconnect with our well-being. And the thing is, again, it's very common. I get that. Me too, when I was first seeing this. But it really helps to see that it's not an idea and it's not a theory. And when we see that ourselves, when it just looks to you, now I could tell you all day long, anybody out there can tell you all day long, but we each have to see this ourselves and really kind of, it just needs to feel right and feel true to us. And once that happens, it starts the ball rolling in this other direction. And then you start to see it all over the place. But until then, it's going to look like a nice idea or a theory. And as a nice idea or a theory, it's not going to do much for you at all. It just isn't. You're absolutely right. It's going to feel like we're going to be caught up in the experience of what we're thinking and feeling, and we're going to completely miss the fact that that's not relevant. Like, that's what we're thinking and feeling in this very moment. But that has nothing to do with who we are. It has nothing to do with our well-being. It has nothing to do with what's possible for us or what's going to be happening in a second from now. It's just what we happen to be thinking and feeling in that moment. But for most people, for everyone, that's where our attention goes, because it's so dramatic. It's it's our whole life. It's what's right in front of us. It's like we're in this huge movie or play and it's all we can see and it's surrounding us. So we all get caught up in that. But what makes all the difference in the world, Linda, and everyone listening, is to see the truth, not a theory, not a set of ideas, nice ideas, to really see the truth about what it means to be human and how that experience works. Because when we start to get a glimpse of that truth and when we let ourselves wonder, what if it really does work this way? What if this really is the truth? And we really kind of fall into that. I promise you, because I see it every single day, you start seeing more and more evidence for that, and everything kind of shifts. And like you say, if someone's heavily into their habit, getting back to home base is not an easy task. I don't see that. I see that it is an easy task. I see that it happens instantly for people all the time, and sometimes it doesn't. But it's in our nature, it's in our design for that to happen in an instant, easily, effortlessly, when we see how things work. So you say in here, that we've lost our connection to who we are, or we've been disconnected for a long time. So here's just a piece I want to give everyone in this. We can't be disconnected. We can't lose our connection. We can't be disconnected. So the way it works, from my understanding anyway, is that we are something that does not change. Never, ever, 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 ever does it go away. Never can we be disconnected from it. Never, ever will it change. We are that clarity. We are the peace of mind that we feel at times. We are our well-being. We are our habit-free nature. We are connection with other people and gratitude and appreciation and all of those wonderful things that you mentioned in your question. That's what does not change. It just is. It's just there. And that's not, again, you have to see, everyone has to see this for themselves. But to me, that's not anywhere in the ballpark of a good idea or a theory. It just is the way it looks. Like, I just see evidence of it all over the place. So that's what's there. Can't move, can't disconnect, can't go anywhere. And we also have this amazing gift, this amazing ability to create our moment-to-moment experience with our own thinking. And our thinking is creative, and it can go anywhere. And it can even go to, oh my gosh, I'm disconnected. Where's my well-being? Where to go? Where to go? I lost it. I have to find it somewhere. This is a nice idea, but I have been lost for a long time. That's one place of an infinite number of places that our thinking can go. And when our thinking is there, we are in that experience as if it is absolutely true, no question about it. And when our thinking goes somewhere else, what's for lunch? It's almost lunchtime. I'm getting hungry. What am I going to have for lunch? Well, that's our whole experience. And on and on and on. You know, our thinking can go anywhere. And we're simply feeling wherever our thinking is going in that very moment. So, you know, in relations to your question, Linda, when our thinking goes to, I'm stuck, I don't get it, this is nice in theory, that's what we're feeling. But as soon as we start to see that and we see, oh, okay, if I'm like, just consider it until it's a deep truth for you. What if I am thinking up all this disconnection and confusion and all of the stuff that human beings think up all the time? What if that's just like weather? It's just the weather in my head right now. And beneath that weather, bigger, truer, permanent, constant, is this incredible source of connection, well-being. It just is what's always there. Things start to shift in a way, and you start to just see it that way. So I thought of this, I've used this with clients before. I don't know where this came from, just a funny kind of example that kind of shows it. Imagine that you are brand new on this planet. You just showed up here. You don't know how anything works. And you definitely don't know how weather works. So you're hanging out, there's a blue sky, you have this sun, it's keeping you nice and warm, it's lighting everything up. You're like, man, I don't know what's going on in this place, but this is a really cool design. I have this sun shining on me all the time, and it's nice and warm, and everything's lit up, and I just love it. And then suddenly some clouds roll in. And they get thicker and thicker. And then it starts raining. And then it's like crazy windy. And you can't see the sun at all anymore. The sky is gray. The clouds are black. There's this water, this wet stuff coming out of the sky at you. And you're freaked out because you have no idea how the heck it works. Now you're going to be running around saying, what happened to that big warm thing in the sky? Where did it go? I lost it. I lost it. It does not exist anymore. I need to get it back. Now, as long as you're running around thinking that, you're going to be pretty panicked, right? You're not going to be feeling it. You're not going to be seeing it. That's okay. That's just your experience in that moment. But you're going to be really caught up in it's gone, it's lost, it's lost. So much so that maybe those clouds part shortly thereafter, because that's how weather works. And there's the sun. But if you're still caught up in where is it? I'm disconnected. I lost it. It can't be. You're not even likely to see it right away. So it's really about just seeing how this works, because everyone listening to this video knows how weather works and knows that the sun never actually goes away. It's always been there for us, whether we can see it or not. We don't worry about such things. The weather can do whatever the weather does, and we don't run around worrying about it and being crazy about the sun never coming out again. We absolutely know how it works. And because of that, we just get to stay grounded, and we know our connection's there. And we don't worry so much about the weather or the darkness or where the sun went. Why would we? We know how that works. And our peace of mind and our well-being is the exact same. When we see that this is not a theory or a set of good ideas, and we get curious about what if this is really absolutely true for all people? What if I've always been well? What if I'm just feeling some crazy weather, thinking that's me, but that's not me. That's just the weather. Then I promise you, Linda, because again, I see this every single day. I've experienced it myself, and I see it every day for all kinds of people. Things start to shift. They start to shift and change in amazing ways, to where you still feel bad at times. You still get caught up in habits at times. You still get scared. You don't feel your connection, but it's okay. It's no different than it being a cloudy, rainy day. You know your connection is not at stake. You know that weather's going to pass. You know it's not you. You don't get caught up in taking it personally, and you don't worry about it, and so you don't pay so much attention to it, so it doesn't impact you in the same way. So you still get to be a human being, but you don't get so caught up in that stuff, because you absolutely categorically know for a fact in your own heart how things work, and you know you're okay. And knowing it in that way just changes everything. So we need to kind of see that ourselves in deeper and deeper ways. And I was exactly where you are right now, and where lots of people are and have been, and you just kind of start with, what if it's not a theory? What if it really does work this way? Let me see that any disconnection I feel is my own thinking, and start to feel into that truth and see how that starts to switch things for you. So I really hope this has been helpful for you, Linda, and for everyone listening, because we all feel disconnected from that, but it's everything to know that we aren't. We can feel all kinds of stuff. That's just part of being human, and it's not even so bad when you absolutely know for a fact that the sun isn't actually going anywhere. And that really is how it works for us. So hope this is helpful. And if you want to see more about how life works, what it means to be a human being, how you can get caught up in all kinds of human weather and not get taken down by it, not freak out about it quite so much, please join me in the Little School of Big Change. We're opening for enrollment October 23rd. So I'd love to see you there, and send your questions to AskAmy at thelittleschoolofbigchange.com. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next week.